So, I know what you're probably thinking. Nized, Project Playtime clearly isn't cared enough by Mob Entertainment to bring back, or it's clear that Project is not gonna come back. You know, anything like that, anything negative about Project Playtime's future, I've heard before. Now, today we just got, or yesterday actually, we got information from Zach Bellinger, Mob CEO himself, about somewhat of Project Playtime news. It's a bit of a mixed assumption on what he said could possibly mean. But first of all, what is up, Poppy fans in the Ring Army? My name is Nized, or Anthony, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about something that's related to Project Playtime, and it's something that I wasn't clearly expecting, or many people didn't expect. But yesterday, I think around 8 p.m. PST, Zach Bellinger, the Mob CEO, was talking in the Poppy Discord server, and he was just spilling some interesting things about Chapter 5, actually, about its development time, and that Chapter 5 is going to be the best chapter yet. If you're in the Poppy Discord server, you can probably see all of that if you go back in time, or to read back the messages. But one thing in particular caught my attention, and that was that a fan asked Zach about Project Playtime's future, and surprisingly, he did give an answer. First of all, shout out to the fan for asking him this. I missed it the first time when I was talking in the Discord the same time as he did, but I'm glad someone else caught this, and yeah, I'm here to basically talk about it. Well, actually, I did talk in the Discord server when Zach was there, and he surprisingly reacted to my message, or responded to it, saying keep the faith. And yeah, he meant, you know, keep the faith of Chapter 5's development, and yeah, always, sir. Now, this fan asked Zach, saying, serious question, are you able to say something about Project Playtime? It's been like a year and months without news. And surprisingly, like I said, he did respond with an answer. Zach replied saying, it's a whole thing. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, I believe, you can take this as however you want, but let me share what I think about this whole thing before you guys comment down your thoughts. So I take this as a 50-50. Okay, 50-50, one being there's a bunch of obstacles in the way, or there's a bunch of problems that are causing Mob Entertainment to not bring it back or to work on it, or it's like in a very bad state that Project Playtime is not even worth bringing back, or the second half saying that they are working behind the scenes to bring Project back. So it's a 50-50 for me, but this clearly shows that Mob Entertainment, or Zach himself, still talks about Project Playtime, or still has the game in his mind. Now, this was clear from one of my, or a few of my past interviews with mob devs, and they all said that they do still talk about Project Playtime. They still talk about it. There's murmurings around the office, or there's murmurings here and there. I don't know if they have an office or not, but the employees said that he's heard some murmurings. You guys know who I'm talking about. I bring this up because a lot of people seem to kind of forget that Mob Entertainment still clearly cares about Project Playtime, but they have a lot of things in the way of Project's development, and they clearly shelved it. I believe Tyler himself, when I interviewed him, he said that they shelved it for now, but it is still on their radar, just not on a big one, you know, because they have like a bunch of stuff to work on, like, you know, Chapter 5 and possibly other projects, we don't know, but Project Playtime is not forgotten. Okay, I just want to say that. Now, I kind of take this as a positive thing, but you guys can call it cope if you want, you guys can call it whatever. I just want to make it clear that I do still have faith for this game. I have a gut feeling, just a gut feeling, just telling me that Project does have a future in the future, like, you know, it has a possible return, and I would like to keep it that way. I would like to keep trusting my gut, or listening to it, that Project will return one day. As you guys know, I love this game with a passion. I want to see it come back and grow. I know it can come back and grow, and I'm still going to be talking about it. Even if Zach said, you know, that Project is completely shelved, they don't have any return or any thoughts to return to it, I'm still going to be talking about the game and still playing it, okay? Speaking of that, I just want to thank everyone who still looks up to me for Project Playtime stuff. It really means the world to me, and I know some devs really appreciate me still talking about the game. You know who you are, so thank you again. And you know, Zach could have not responded to this question. Like, you know, of course, shout out to the fan who asked, you know, and Zach couldn't have just, or could have just ignored the question, but he answered it because he clearly cares about, you know, our thoughts, and we want something about Project Playtime, and we finally got it. You know, even if it's not a whole positive thing, it's still better than nothing. Okay, he still acknowledges the game, which is more than what, you know, past employees or current employees have been doing. I know there's like a few devs that still talk about the game, but you know, Zach talking about it himself is pretty surprising, and I'm glad that he did respond to give us something at least. You know, like I said, it's a mixed thing. You guys can talk about it in the comments now. I would love to hear what you guys think. And also, I found out that Zach is also a Sonic fan, just like me. Of course, I geeked out about that. You know, if Zach wants to talk, you know, make a video geeking out about Sonic, hey, I'm very, very down. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. Specifically, he's a big fan of Sonic 06, which I haven't played myself, but I am familiar with it. My personal favorite game of Sonic is Sonic Unleashed, and that will always be the case. No game has topped it for me. But yeah, I just want to talk about this real quick for today, and of course, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys take it as a positive or negative thing? You know, it's a whole thing. So for me, that just means that they are working behind the scenes to get the ball rolling on Project Playtime. As Tyler said in my interview with him, he said he's working behind the scenes to move the needle on that. You know, it could take time, you know, we never know what's going on behind the scenes, and we can only hope it's a positive thing. You know, those Project players, including myself, can rest a little bit, just knowing that Zach acknowledged Project finally. You know, even though about a year ago, actually, I talked about Zach's message about, you know, oh, we're gonna do a bunch of things to Project Playtime, and nothing happened. So this is like the first time he's acknowledged it ever since then, from what I know. But I'll take it. You know, I'll take it. I will not take this as a negative thing, personally. You know, like I always say the same thing. You know, like I will only accept Project being done if Mob Entertainment or Zach or anyone in the Mob team says that Project is no longer going to be developed or updated. Until that day comes, I'm still gonna talk about the game. I'm still gonna play it, stream it, record it, you know, everything. Okay, so I'm not going anywhere. I appreciate you guys sticking to me for Project stuff, and that really means the world to me. That's the only time I will accept Project is pretty much gonna be forgotten, but I'm not gonna forget about it. I love this game with a passion. Mob Entertainment knows I'm very, very grateful for this game, and I'm very grateful to keep people's hope in the game. You guys can call it copium or whatever, I don't care. I call it hope, okay? So, of course, Zach, if you're watching this, I thank you for acknowledging Project Playtime. It means a lot. And of course, shout out to the fan that, like I said before. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to join the Ring Army. My name is Nized, and I'll speak to you guys on the next run.